Hello, thank you for watching.
No, he just died.
Hi, Keisha. Hi, Stephanie.
You, me, all of us. We're all out there dying so they can stay rich. Tax collectors coming around here, taking everything. We have nothing for the winner.
Hi, Erica. Oh, lots of people. I'm gonna go ahead and start. Movie. Hello, I am Andrea Reynolds, and I am a teacher turning entrepreneur. Now, those of you who know me already know that my mission is having to do with social studies, okay? Hence the Society of Social Studies Supporters shirt. But it's about that, but it's about the lessons you can learn from this movie as well. I have been waiting for this movie to come out for months. My dad told me about it when he saw the trailer at some other movie, and I was like, what are you talking about? And then I saw it on TV, and I just could not wait to see this movie. And what just got me about it is that it's based on a true story, okay? And knowing as much as I know about the Civil War and World War II, it's like I still like find out about stories that you know, things like this that I didn't know about, and that just like blows my mind that these stories are untold. And that's what I'm about. I just want to share these stories, and I just want to help teachers make social studies interesting, and you can do that without sticking to the curriculum. And this movie, the whole premise of the movie is that Matthew McConaughey is a soldier during the Civil War, okay? He's an artillery, or he's a something. He drags like soldier. He helps within the battle, okay? Like drag wounded men off the field. And then he ends up, I'm not going to spoil the whole movie, he ends up going back home because he's traveling with the body of someone who passed away, and he decides that he doesn't believe in the mission anymore, of the Confederate mission, because he's from Mississippi and he's fighting for the Confederacy. And there is so much rock solid like history, just like insight into why things were the way they were in this movie. Just like stuff on the home front, like discussions between the soldiers, just the realities of slavery. It's just, I mean, it's an amazing movie for that alone. Just, I mean, it was really well done. Matthew McConaughey was well cast. He did an amazing job. I know he gets a bad rap because of his whole, like, dazed and confused, all right, but, you know, he has been in some powerful roles, and he definitely deserves accolades for his role in this movie. And it was, and my son asked me out. My son didn't want to see it. He was there for another movie, but he said, Mom, do you think because there were some kids in there, he said, do you think the kids should have been in there? And I said, yes, I think they should have been in there, especially they're African Americans, because it's part of their history if you live in the South. And that's what like kids don't get. They don't understand that it really like happened where they live. And I just like, I've blown some kids' minds by that. Now, I have a personal connection to the Civil War, and just because I am from the South and Southern Belle does not mean to judge a book by its cover, because I'm actually first-generation Southern, and I finally realized a few minutes ago, I was like, that is why I care about the Civil War and World War II so much, because I have a personal connection. But this is my, I think 4 or 5 times great-grandfather. I always get it confused. Darn it, I got off the picture. But he was in the Civil War, and he did not fight for the South. One second. I lost my picture. I had it pulled up, and then it disappeared. There it is. Come back here. Okay, this is Samuel Rogers, and I have a personal connection. Come on, this is not cooperating with me. There it is. Okay. That is my 5 times great-grandfather. You can see my dad took a picture of a picture, and there's a reflection. So he fought for the Union. And so I just this is why the Civil War matters to me, because I had, you know, an ancestor fight in the war. And so it just really just drives it home. Me, what the movie, it wasn't just about the history, it was about the lesson that you could learn from it. You could learn about, even if you have a mission that nobody else believes in or that other people think is crazy, then if you really believe in something, you shouldn't give up. And that's kind of like how I feel. Like, I am doing something that a lot of people don't do. I've been teaching for 16 and a half years, and I'm walking away from, a really pretty healthy, comfortable salary to, do what I want to do and to help spread the mission of social studies, because Newton Knight, the story of him, that's what people need to know about, stuff like that. People need to know the realities of how, African Americans were treated in this country. They need to know about how Native Americans were treated. Columbus was not a hero, he kept Native Americans as slaves. And so it's just, there's such a slant on his, textbooks, and there's really a slant on stuff, if you're in the South and you teach the Civil War, because, there's such a bias to stuff. So you just have to, you can't rely on textbooks. You have to teach about stuff like this. And you don't have to stick to the standards. You can take 5 minutes at the beginning of a lesson and tell the story of a person during the time period you're studying, because that's going to make a connection, because that's what's important. 5 minutes. That's what I did. I didn't stick to the standards, and my test results were the same as the other people. And I just think that we're doing a real big disservice to, students when all we do, okay, we're going to teach how to add fractions. So what? We're going to make sure we know what a compound complex sentence is? Who gives a crap? Who gives a crap? Okay, being able to write, effectively is important, but why are we spending time? It just doesn't make sense. And, I have a problem with the testing, but I realize that, okay, it's not going away. It's not going away. So teachers have to teach kids to be ready for a test. They have to do that. But in the meantime, you can fit in the stories of people from these time periods, their personal stories. Make stuff relevant to your students and make it relevant to yourself. If you don't like social studies, well, guess what? You need to go, and you don't like history, you need to trace your family's roots, and you need to look up and see what main events your family went through, because that's going to bring a personal connection to you. Go visit those places in your area. I wanted to do, the scope would have been a lot better right after the movie, but I wanted to do the scope, at my place I like to go to, this park with the restored slave cabin, but it was almost 100 degrees here, so I couldn't do that. But I just feel like, I just feel so much more inspired after seeing this movie, and just by his story and how he just didn't, he did not give up. He went against all odds, and he didn't have his support. His wife left him. She left and went to Georgia and to Alabama. And, I don't have my husband's support for this venture, what I'm doing right now. And I'm not trying to compare anything that I'm doing to, someone trying to overcome adversities, such a thing as slavery, but I feel like I'm creating a new path. A lot of people are probably like, who cares about social studies? Who cares about American history? That's not important. We need to teach math. We need to teach STEM. We need to teach science. It's the digital age. No, if you live in America, you need to learn about American history. That's what should be first. That's what should be first. Okay? And then maybe your kids are thinking, well, my family wasn't here during the Civil War because they were in another country. Well, why do you think your family came to America? If it weren't for the plight of the African Americans, overcoming adversity, then we would have never had immigration, and we wouldn't have had, the civil rights movement, and we wouldn't have Brown versus Board of Education and desegregation, and we wouldn't all be in a class together. So this is everyone. If you live in America, it's important to know about the struggles and the challenges and what people have overcome, and not just be able to, quote the I have a dream speech. History is more than that. It's more than that. And I'm not saying, Martin Luther King Jr., I share a birthday with him. Of course, obviously that's important. But history is more than that, and it's more than doing the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria on Columbus Day. It's definitely not that. It's teaching these untold stories. Untold stories. And I'm going to tell you, they showed a movie preview for a court case, or it's a movie called Loving. It's about a interracial couple that wasn't allowed to get married, and it was based on a real Supreme Court case. And I'm just embarrassed to say I don't even know what court case they were talking about. And I was like, why do I not know this? Why do I not know about the Free State of Jones, of Newton Knight? Why did I not know about that until a movie came out about it? There's so many stories, and you can find them all over. Ask people in your community. Ask your other teachers. Go back in your own family history. And that's just what I'm about. I'm launching some teaching services, and if I get to help people for free, I would. But, it's what I'm doing for my business, and I just don't want it to be like, I don't want it to be like I'm being salesy about it. I just want to help people, but I'm not teaching anymore. I've got to, find a way to make a living, and I just want to do that through my passion and, share my enthusiasm. And I'm not here to just teach you about American history. I'd love to do that, but I want to help teachers find a way to fit it in the schedule where it's not rushed, and where they're not using textbooks, and where they're not, it's not a chore to fit in social studies. It's where it's enjoyable to teach, and something that, the kids look forward to, because it's possible. It's possible. By the end of the school year, my students when I said we have to do science, they're like, no, we don't want to do science, because I taught science and social studies. So it's just something that you've got to make time for. And if you are, if you're not a teacher and you're watching this, go back and brush up on some history, because I focus primarily on Civil War through, modern day globalization, and I have forgotten a lot of the details of the American Revolution, and that's embarrassing. I should know that. My family was here. My family was here on the Mayflower, on both sides, so I should know that. It's important. So that's all I had to share. I don't even know if this message will resonate with anyone. I just feel very strongly about what I'm doing, and that movie just really inspired me to not give up, even though it seems like what I'm doing is, other people might think it's crazy. Other people might not be supportive. Other people aren't doing this path. Other people are just, sticking with the status quo, and that's fine. I realize not everyone is in a position to, take a leap, and I did, and I'm really not in a position to do it either, but I just felt, I don't have money saved up. I talked about this before. I just felt so strongly that I just need to put history out there. Thank you. I just need to do something about it, because it's a shame. It is a shame. It's a shame that what we've done to the educational system. It's a shame. And, I can't, like I said, I can't do a testing. And in the meantime, we're going to find a way to combat it and still fit in the important stuff. Thank you for watching. And, I was going to come on TBT Life. I might do that tomorrow. Like I said, I'm tired. I've spent all yesterday afternoon moving stuff, and I want to write a blog post about this, explaining it better. But my arm is swollen from moving furniture yesterday. Yeah, that was the one, like I said, the movie, that was the one part that he gets attacked by a dog, and that part was very, very hard for me to watch. Very hard, as someone who dealt with that. So that part was really hard. I would say the movie, I would say middle school and up. I mean, some of it, it's not anything like, inappropriate, like male female stuff, but it is like a little gruesome in some places. But it's probably not anything worse than a video game. But I just think, like, I thought it was a good idea that, I think more kids should see stuff like that and see, realistic how things were. I tell you, when they that movie, it was when they he basically created his own, like, area of Mississippi, like took over 3 counties and said it was his own like free territory of Mississippi. And when they took down the Confederate flag and like raised the American flag, that was just like, it was amazing. It just made me like tear up because it was just such an amazing moment. And I learned a lot of stuff about Reconstruction from the movie. I did. Stuff I didn't know, that they tried to still like Mississippi tried to do. I mean, maybe some of the stuff didn't happen in Georgia and that's why I didn't know about it, or it's probably just not publicized, but they tried to still have slavery. They just called it apprenticeships in Mississippi. And so that part of it was they had, you know, he had to help someone win back freedom from an apprenticeship. So it's like, just because that's what kids think. Oh, Civil War was over, slavery ended, everything was, you know, rainbows and lollipops. It wasn't. Still not. So, like I said, I highly, highly, highly recommend the movie. It is long. It is like 2.5 hours long, but it is worth it. It is a good movie. It really, I mean, good, that's not even the right word. It's a powerful movie. Powerful movie. It's one amazing movie. If you don't like it, if you watch it and don't like it and it doesn't resonate with you, something's wrong with you. I'm telling you. So thank you for watching, and I guess I'm gonna go on TBT Live tomorrow, probably. And that's about it. Like I said, I'm Andrea Runnels. If you joined in the middle on the replay or something, and I am about spreading the love of history and helping teachers with it, and that's what I'm getting into full time, because I just can't. I don't have a choice. I just feel called, and I just have to do it. Let me turn this around. On my great, I think 5 times great grandfather, who I'm so proud to say fought for the Union. Of course, if you know anything about photography in 1865, that's not color photography. I think they must have like painted it on after. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.